Hi there.
Hi.
Sarah here with Embody Movement Pilates Studio, and this is Sabine. Okay, so today we are going to talk about spring because it's spring. Finally, it's trying to be spring here in the Midwest, and we're also going to talk about the springs in Pilates. So in the springtime, we want to probably get out more finally, and if you have been a little less active, you're trying to get out and do more recreational things, which is wonderful. So as you start to get into those activities, we wanted to introduce you also to the spring. Sometimes it's a little mysterious, the spring in the Pilates studio. I mean, don't you think it's a little mysterious? People don't really.
It can be for some, yes.
It can be for some. Mm-hmm. So you can see springs are used as resistant in Pilates equipment, so we're going to demystify that just a little bit. But before we talk about that and demonstrate that aspect of how we use the springs in Pilates, we'll talk a little bit about us in the studio. So we're located at Warrenville and Naperville Roads. Just a little bit about me, if you've never met me before, since I'm the owner of the studio, and we've been open since 2007. And I started in group fitness, and then I found Pilates around 2000, and have been teaching Pilates pretty much ever since. So I love to teach. We've seen so many different bodies, people who are fit, but also who are in recuperation of some kind of injury or post-surgery. Who would you say your clients? How long have you been teaching? So let's talk about Sabine a little bit.
I'm done my teacher training program in 2016 in Chicago.
That's right.
And I'm seeing, very fit clients, and some clients, they are recovering from injury, yes.
Yeah.
I would say they are recovering from injuries than very fit.
Yeah, so one thing that's nice about Pilates, while it helps to strengthen and tone, it's very applicable for pretty much anyone. You could be fit, but also it's gentle enough and non-impact enough to help those who are just in recuperation of some kind, or returning to fitness, perhaps, just returning to fitness after a long absence away. Okay, so if we're going to talk about springs now, but for those who are watching this afterwards, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, in the comments, if there's anything you're interested in knowing more about, please post what you're looking for. What are your questions? We want to know so that we can answer them in these lives. All right, so let's actually bounce for just a second here. So we're going to bounce. I don't know if you can see, but one of the themes of spring is like getting some spring back into your body, and so we're bouncing. I can see behind me the balls, so we're just bouncing on the balls. So and just breathing. So if you're actually sitting in an office ball, just do this with us. Breathe. Yeah, just do a little bit of bouncing, not too much. And in spring and in all of our lives, we want to have some resilience and some give and take in the body. And we're supposed to be, go ahead, and we can pause bouncing so we're not making you dizzy. So we're trying to bring back the spaces in our body. We get pretty compressed. One of the ways we do that is to hydrate the body and allow some more of the tissue to swell and help receive impact, and also to bounce back. So that's our little theme, is with the bouncing, but with that we're going to display the resiliency that the spring has, and the fact that you yourself should have some springiness in your body. Just think back to a time that you felt springy in your body, or that you felt like the opening and the closing. So one of my favorite images is like when you were a kid on a swing and you have to push, so you contract, and then you swing and you open your body up so that you can really open, and then you contract. So a spring works a little bit like that. You're using your whole body, and then you use different parts of your body in Pilates with the spring as well. So we're going to show you the spring really close up and give you a chance to do a little breathing practice. Sorry, we're going to move these little balls out of the way with the body. So if you watched our Pilates live from a ways back, or you just scroll down on the page and find that live, I talk about breathing. Okay, so we're going to practice the breathing with a nice visual aid, the spring itself, the tool we use for resistance in the Pilates studio. So take an inhale, and Sabine's going to help me inhale. So inhale, and you can spread your ribs really wide, and exhale as the ribs close. Can you envision when you're breathing? Inhale, your ribs open just like the spring, and you're creating some tension in the body with the inhale, but also the restfulness of the exhale. Inhale, we feel that stretch wide open. Exhale and close. Great breathing, Sabine. Thank you. Okay, so you can see the spring is resistance, but it also has a little bit of bounce, right? It has the tension of I'm working hard to pull, but I'm also resisting. I'm not giving up, and then I slowly control it closed. And that's the beauty of the spring, is the controlling close as well as the controlling open. So we're going to take a second here to talk about that in this manner. Let me just make sure the camera's pointed the right direction here. Okay, so we've got a tower system here with many different springs. We're still using a yellow spring with Sabine, which is one of our lighter springs, and it's attached to a dowel. And so what she's going to do, 2 springs attached to the dowel, and her body is also a frame, just like this frame, and her arms are attached, and this is going to be her spring, right? So even though this is the mechanical spring, this is the biomechanical spring, right, inside of her body. Okay, so let's inhale, and she's going to push down and do, okay, so she's doing a nice Pilates move here. Inhale, and you can see this looks easy. Things look easier than they are when you do them here, because you have no idea how heavy this spring is, and we could make it heavier, but we're going to keep it nice and light for today for the demonstration. And exhale. So when she is, let's see what the typical posture is of some of our newer clients when they come into the studio. You can see the tension has risen up into the shoulders and her shoulders. Well, if we want the spring to work well with her body, so if she pushes now with tension, you see how her shoulders kind of rise up. That's because she's kind of disconnecting the frame. So go ahead and allow the arms to come back up. So we want the shoulders to be a little bit more restful, not to press them down, but she's going to ease them down her back. So her rib cage and her shoulders and her arms, her neck, this is all a little nice place, we'll call it home. She's going to want to be at home here at the shoulders rather than away from home. No, you're too far away from home. Come back home. Yes, right there. So you're going to inhale. She inhales and presses the spring open. And then exhale and close. It's not a hard and fast rule, but we are doing the inhale on the opening of the spring. Inhale, and her shoulder stays at home. And exhale. Now we could also do a little bouncing. I want to do a little bouncing. We bounced earlier. So you're just kind of playing with that spring. Now that bouncing, this is not a formal Pilates exercise, by the way, but the resiliency of the spring is translating a little vibration into her body. And every day, all day, you receive vibrations, whether it be through the impact of simply walking or picking something up or trying to push something. And you want your body to be able to receive and send the vibration without creating a greater impact into your body, right? And that's part of what Pilates teaches. All right, how does that feel?
Very good.
Very good. So while she's doing that, it's also giving her some blood circulation. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's do some imagery now. Let's use our imagination and our mindset with the idea of the actual action. So when she opens the spring, take an inhale. Inhale, she's pressing down, but you can take a nice deep breath and imagine pressing and getting taller on the inside of your body. And then on your exhale, good, the spring closes. So let's all help Sabine get taller. You take a breath, you inhale, you do it too. Inhale, and feel that your body simply rises like the spring separates. Exhale. Really nice, right? Doesn't it feel like a little massage on the inside of your body? Inhale like a long spring. Exhale, so good. Can you do it one more time with me? And Sabine, inhale, open, you get taller, taller, taller through the top of your head, and exhale. Okay, so we put together breathing with the action of the spring. And hopefully we demystified a little bit what we use the springs for. Let's go ahead and release this, and we can turn up facing out. Let me get my ball, just wait a second. All right. So just to review, so when you see the springs in the studio, you can see that they are resistance, but you're not just resisting it one way. And because the spring has a gradual way to open, just like you do, right? So if if she and I pull away from each other, like we have a little tug of war, the further away we go, like if I'm trying to win this, right, I will pull harder, right? And we could try to see who's going to win. But we're going to, as we control the close, we don't want to slam closed, right? So we're going to also control the way we close. This is akin to the idea and concept, that's good, the idea and concept in Pilates of how we work with our clients and working with what you have inside your body, the springiness inside your body, making it available to you. Now, if this sounds a little mysterious yet still, again, the best ways to find out about this is to come in and move your body with the Pilates method. And so what you'll want to do is set up a first visit intro, which is that you can find that on our Getting Started page of our website, or through a 3-pack of privates, and that's again an intro special that we have, and you can do that with any one of our teachers, myself, Sabine, Kevin, Becky, or Jessica. Okay, so again, this is Sarah at Embody Movement Pilates Studio. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it with someone whom you think would benefit from it. And then again, in the comments, let us know if there's a question that you have about Pilates that we can help answer. Thanks so much for watching. Bye now.
Bye.
Oh, hey Jill. Thanks for watching.